Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with another live stream of Hearthstone. This is October 25th, Wednesday, and we are going through, we did the arena run, we got the Tavern Brawl even though we didn't win at it, and let's see, all I really needed to do is play Paladin cards. I just opened the card pack and I can disenchant 4 of those cards immediately for some dust. And then I guess I probably should type in new even here because this is just gonna be way too much. Someone a random friendly beast that died this game. Nice. So do I have a paladin deck ready to go? Yeah, I can do shield silver charge as the deck I need to play paladin cards, and it won't be too bad. And we can play ranked, and we can go here and do that, play wild. We're going through the news. There's a lot of news, although I sadly got into a big portion where I was just looking at people that I was considering unfollowing on Twitter and wasting my time on that. But you know, at a certain level, this entire stream is me doing paperwork and doing double duty on my channel. It's specifically here so there's not a lot of off-screen or silent play if I can avoid it, because that's where a lot of extra work comes in, is if I'm playing off-screen or silent play. None of these are paladin cards. I think this deck is not what it used to be. The game D-Blob for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it's came out for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, I'm pretty sure, before. So it's getting it's, what am I trying to say? It's getting re-released, the Blob, D-E-B-L-O-B. It's coming out for November 14th. It's one of the THQ Nordic games, so it was an old THQ game. THQ went out of business, and now Nordic Games is re-releasing it. It says, according to this article, D-Blob first launched on iOS in 2008, followed by the Wii. In September, a PC version was on Steam. Oh, so I am totally wrong. It's never been on any of the other consoles besides the Wii. And I think I actually own this, so I could play it, so I need to probably make note of that and see if maybe I could time the playing of that game to make sense.
I'll give it a shot.
Let's see. We already talked about Metal Gear Survive. There's a game called Cursed Castilla coming to PS Vita in November 9th. It looks interesting, but it's like a Play Asia exclusive, and like they're making physical versions for the Vita, but nothing else. Like, it's not on any other console. Let's see, it was first released on PC in 2012, followed by PS4 and Xbox One and 3DS on July 2017. So,
I'll give it a shot.
So it seems like what they've decided to do here is just re-release it. But I guess if that's on PC, that's yet another game I was interested in. Like, every game I'm clicking on now is catching my interest. I don't know if I'm just in a shopping mood as far as video games, or if I've just somehow curated my gameplay, my Twitter feed so well I only see good games. Final Fantasy Dimensions 2 coming to the West on November 1st. It's an RPG. Well, no duh, it's a Final Fantasy. But the animation style looks a little odd. And it's just saying go look at the official site. It's coming for iPhone and Android, it seems, though. So while it's coming to the West, it's also coming to the West in a format that I really don't care about. Yeah, I would never play any of the Final Fantasy games, even the old Final Fantasy games on a cell phone operating system. You can get Dark Train, which is a bizarre papercraft adventure game, for free until 3 p.m. on October 26th. That's tomorrow. So I'll see. It's free on itch.io. But yeah, if I have to go to itch.io to install it, then I'll do it.
I have no time for games.
To battle.
Let's go ahead and kill that. If you want a Steam key, you have to chip in at least 50 cents. This minimum donation will put in place to combat bots illegitimately farming game keys, according to the person who did it. So 50 cents for a game, but you'd have to go to itch.io. If you've been to itch.io before and have an account and everything, no problem there. Just that's not the instance for me. So I'll skip that one. Here's Your Gamer ranking all of the Assassin's Creed games in order for no real reason other than the fact that it's an advertisement for the new Assassin's Creed game. And it's not like anybody's ranking of Assassin's Creed games are going to be vastly different anyways. The bad ones are universally agreed as being the bad ones, and the good ones are universally agreed on as the good ones. Harvest Moon Light of Hope is coming November 14th to Steam ahead of consoles. Now, the important part to remember about this Harvest Moon is everything I've heard about it is that it's not really that good, and it's definitely not made by the person who made the original Harvest Moon, because there was a split there, and the people who own the rights to the name of Harvest Moon are not the actual artists or creators of it. Which is one of those weird copyright contract issues that really hurts society, because the actual creators of their games can't even use the title. There should be some like copyright rights that you just cannot sign away or contract out. Like corporations, inherently, I think it would be nice if they couldn't own well, any intellectual property. It should be something that the creators own and they license back to the corporation they're working for. Let's see, Magic the Gathering Arena is stress testing starting in November. A closed beta is coming soon. I guess I'm keeping my eyes on the idea of going to Magic the Gathering Arena. It's something I could think of doing, but if I do it, it's going to definitely be in exchange for Hearthstone, and I don't see a real reason to do that. Trying to see what the name of this game is. Like, there's a game here that's not going to be released until 2018. Called Exception, I guess is the name of it.
What would Uther do? All realities, all dimensions are reporting for duty. Evil will be purged.
It's this like neon lit action platformer game. It looks pretty cool, but it looks very fast paced also. But we'll have to wait and see on that one, I guess. Let's keep going through all this news. There's a game called Metal Max Xeno for the PlayStation 4 and Vita. It's a true end of the century RPG according to the creators or the authors.
This last act of sacrifice. Evil will be purged.
Should I do 2 damage to people? I've got to protect myself, so if I do this, do this,
I already attacked.
and then end the turn. Let's see. What kind of game is this? Well, I guess it's just being announced, so no real details here. It will launch in Japan in spring of 2018. The game is set here. Seems to be more of an RPG style, like Final Fantasy game. Let's see.
Answer for your crimes.
Arc System Works has launched. Man, I already recorded a video before I started streaming, and it was awful. It really was. Like the Angry Video Game Nerd video, in fact. And it's gonna go out, and I'm gonna just put it out, and it's gonna be awful. I was totally not awake for it. Today is just not my day. I can feel it. I'm trying to cover the news, and nobody's on chat, and nothing's going right. Let's see. Arc System Works launches After School Classroom, a new title teaser website. The game, it's a game called World's End Syndrome. Okay, so like, so they made a website, gave it a title, and then they gave the game a different title. There's a second teaser trailer for Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hackers Memories. We've known about it. It's coming out in Japan December 14th. And how many Paladin cards did I play? Like none. We need to come over here and make a Paladin deck. That did not work at all. Paladin, Wild, blank. I guess I could autofill a deck like this, but then I wouldn't get the cheapest cards. There we go. A bunch of 1 mana cards. And so that I can probably get about 15. Let's see, it's coming out. Digimon is coming out in North America and Europe in early 2018, so it really is happening. Let's watch the trailer just for my own interest of Digimon, what it looks like. I think it doesn't really look much at all like what the old Digimons are. It's just that the Digimon characters are back, and I think it's set in a completely different world than the first couple seasons of the anime. We'll go ahead and accept all of those. Yeah, totally new characters, more outlandish looking characters, and you could pretty easily take a bad game and just add Digimon to it.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah. I never really had any great love for Digimon in the first place. So, next game we have a game called Rico Love and Photo Cano. Producer announced a PlayStation 4 love simulation game. What did... I swear, half of these stories I read, I don't even understand the first title. Like, So, the name of the game is not Rico Love or Photo Cano. That's either one or two games that have been made before. Yeah. They're working on a new, still untitled love simulation game for the PlayStation 4. And that's all you know about it. So, if you are a fan, I suppose, of Rico Love, Blue Ocean, Golden Beach, and Photo Cano, which I think those are two different games, then you're happy. But otherwise, if you don't know who those are, doesn't matter one bit. Let's adapt.
The battle.
Two more characters have been confirmed for the game. A certain magical Virtualon. That doesn't really mean anything to people who aren't a fan of that. And it's really too detailed to probably cover. I mean, I could say the characters are Kaori Kanzaki and Afmard MC, and Monoharu Tashimikado and Dordre, and half of those names I think are tanks that the characters use, if that means anything. They're like mecha robots or something. And this looks like it is a mecha robot fighting game. Moving on. Let's see. Maybe I just have a bunch of garbage as news. There's a game called Lonely Mountains Downhill Bikes on Kickstarter. It's a downhill cycling game, but it looks like a 2D side-scrolling version of that. Like, let's watch the Kickstarter trailer. No, it looks like low polygon, bad animation 3D graphics from the trailer, but then I have no idea why it looked 2D in the one image. And yeah, it kind of looks like an asset flip of a game. Like, all of this low polygon animated stuff could be just purchased out of Unity easily. they're doing something slightly interesting with it, but with a downhill cycling game versus just another like DayZ Unit Z clone. But yeah, I'm not really seeing anything here that would want me to kickstart or recommend people kickstart Lonely Mountains Downhill.
The battle. Reporting for duty.
Wonder if I should heal myself. But yeah, Kickstarter games are going to get covered from now. Street Fighter V gets an ever-changing ninja character called Ziku today. Street Fighter V. When the Street Fighter Arcade Edition, like finished edition, comes out, I think I might actually put that on my wish list. I know I probably won't be good with Street Fighter, but I think it's probably the right point to start trying to learn. We already talked about World's End Syndrome, so that's a repeated article. The Escapists 2 has a Wicked Ward DLC for Halloween, so if you're still playing the Escapists game, the Escapist 2, there's some more DLC there. I don't know when. Like we already talked about, Blizzard lets you now gift Hearthstone cards packs to friends. I looked at that. It seems like you can do it from the shop tab on the app, but you still have to use money. So inside of Hearthstone you can't do it, and using gold you can't do it, because I was going to use my alternate account to give myself several more packs of gold, several more packs worth of several more packs period, for my alternate account, but you can't do it on the cell phone, it seems, at all, and you have to spend real money. I would much prefer, now that both stories have come out and you can get digital gift cards sent, you can send those and gift those on Steam. That is way more helpful than people sending me card packs, if either one of those ever did happen. Like, let's see. Next bit of actual video game news. We have a game called Yomi wo Seiku Hana, and it's been delayed to spring 2019 in Japan. And it's a non-dungeon RPG that was originally supposed to be in spring 2017, then it was delayed to 2018, so clearly it is not in a good place as far as let's see. It's not in a good place as far as production goes, and it will almost certainly come out, but it probably won't be that good, and there's a decent chance it won't come out in the West anyways. I never planned to. There's an article I plan on reading later about translating games. You might want to check that out. Nintendo has quietly added GameCube controller support, which is weird because to get that to work, I think you need the GameCube adapter to USB. So, like, that feels a little odd, but whatever. Like, the GameCube controller is not a great controller, looking at it, but it probably was better than the Nintendo 64 controller. while the Nintendo 64 controller was very groundbreaking, it wasn't like quite often your first attempt is not a very good attempt. Let's see. Let's see. Death End Request. Quest QUEST. Launches March 1st in Japan. What kind of game is this? For PlayStation 4. Yeah, you know, I really feel like I'm just teasing people a lot of times when I cover these games that are just for Japan only. It looks like it's a RPG, Japanese RPG, anime RPG. I guess I should start calling them anime RPGs if they look anime-ish, and something different if they don't. Next game is called Starly Girls Strategy RPG, is in development for consoles. It's another anime RPG, strategy-based RPG. Let's see. Apparently it's kind of a console version of a cell phone game. And that may be the new trend we start seeing, is a lot of games are going to establish themselves as cell phone games and then eventually make their way to consoles. Starbreeze Studios has handed the majority control of Star VR, a virtual reality platform, to Acer. I think Starbreeze Studios is the one that runs a super popular what is it? Space game? Space flying simulation game. And I guess maybe they negotiated to sell it. Let's see. Both companies initially invested $25 million in the project. As of today, both have invested a combined $10 million, but Acer will be the sole investor moving forward. So they're kind of just abandoning Star VR. I don't know if people are particularly care or particularly are upset that it's now Acer that's going to be working on Star VR. I would imagine Star VR is not going to go anywhere because it's not just an open source standard. Like, let's see. If I search Starbreeze Studios, what game are they making? Well, they're the publisher of like Dying Light and Payday 2. That's Starbreeze Studios. So they're not the one that's doing the space game. That's a different company. Well, then I just don't know, have a clue. Starbreeze Studios has always been doing some weird stuff, and this just seems more like weird stuff. Like, it seems like sometimes that they're about to go bankrupt, and sometimes they have tons of money. Sometimes they're this brand new publisher that's going to publish a bunch of games, kind of like Gearbox Publishing, to get more money. Sometimes they're not. I guess most recently, now that I think about it, Starbreeze has been known for being a publisher only and not making any really games, or being really focused on making any games. A new character is coming to Darkest Dungeon called the Shieldbreaker. I'm still not certain when I'm going to get around to actually playing Darkest Dungeon, though. Let's see. We already talked about that. There's a League of Legends lag report thing you can do. A company called Keywords agrees to a $66.4 million deal for the game testing giant VMC. It's an Irish company, but neither one of those companies I've ever heard of. They're way too behind the scenes for me. Divine Shield, there we go. Yomawari Midnight Shadows is now available on Steam, if that interests anybody. There's an Explorers bundle right now that has Abduction, Tacoma, Firewatch, some Sam Ross 3, and The Witness, and Queerin, Undying Thoughts, all bundled together for about $16. However, let me point out that they are throwing Firewatch in there, which is a slightly different game. And the only reason I think Firewatch is there is because so many people were boycotting them after they did their DMCA against PewDiePie. So if you're still interested in boycotting Firewatch, I wouldn't get this bundle. If all of these games sound good to you, I'd say get it. The Witness is still going for like $20. Like, I don't no, this bundle is not $16. I misread. This bundle is $63 and it's on average 59% off. So these are some really expensive games still. Like The Witness is not worth $20, barely, maybe 20. Firewatch is going for 10. Abduction's going for 15. Abduction I just played, it's probably only worth about $10. Tacoma is going for 14. I don't think it's worth. Samarooster's going for 8. I don't think it's worth that much. Quern's going for 13. It's probably not worth it. So like every single game in this bundle, to me, seems like it's still overpriced even at its sale price. Great news. Maybe I won't play Street Fighter. Maybe I will play Injustice 2 because it's coming to PC. And you know, there's some interesting thoughts there. You could play as the DC superheroes instead of playing as lesser known characters in something like Street Fighter. It's a different game, different style of game, definitely. But something to keep in mind: Kingdom Hearts PS4 collection has been listed on Amazon Germany, so the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 remix and Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapters Prologue all mixed together. I don't know if that's all the Kingdom Hearts you would ever want or need. There's so many different versions of it. It includes 9 titles apparently. Kingdom Hearts Final Mission, Kingdom Hearts Raid Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 358 2 Days, which is a movie apparently, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Recoded Movie, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage, and Kingdom Hearts X Back Cover, which is a movie. So you wonder why they can't get to Kingdom Hearts 3. It's even worse than Half-Life 3. They just keep remaking the same thing over and over again. Here's an article about the best flash drive. Apparently the best one is the SanDisk Extreme CZ80 for 32 gigabytes. For according to PC Gamer. These are just advertisements though. Like, it's literally just an advertisement with Amazon affiliate links. I swear, PC Gamer is the worst, most obnoxious advertiser website I see. I wish I could stop following them, but I gotta find somebody else that actually tweets reviews and articles still. There's a game called Airport CEO where you play as a airport manager, and it doesn't look great, but if you ever wanted to be an airport manager, I guess it's out there. Here's a video to a Mirror's Edge world record speedrun that might give you motion sickness. No duh. Like when you're talking Mirror's Edge, I might as well assume it's going to give you motion sickness. Let's see. Hitman Game of the Year Edition is going to reactivate all the elusive targets you haven't done, and from the way I've understand it, you're going to get one attempt at each elusive target, which will still kind of suck, but it at least is giving you an opportunity. I imagine eventually that the game will get updated or patched so that you can do elusive targets as many times as you want, even though that's kind of contradictory to the name. This is also the first update release of Hitman as a property that IO Interactive had to buy Hitman from its parent company that it broke away from. So if you want to support IO Interactive, which is probably a good idea because they've now gone indie and we need more indie companies and not giant Ubisofts or EAs out there, I would recommend considering getting Hitman Game of the Year Edition just to make sure they're funded. Here's some kind of conversation that I'm not going to bother to read. Here's another article I'm probably not going to read. Here's another article. Man, I got too many articles. Here's a Hearthstone notice regarding as the next 3 arena rankings will cover a slightly shorter trial time period because of the Halloween event than the standard month. We will be adjusting the ranking criteria slightly as below. For the month of October, we'll be counting the best wins per run in 20 consecutive runs. For a special dual class arena period, we will be counting the best wins per run in 15 consecutive runs. For the month of November, we'll be counting the best wins per run in 20 consecutive runs. So if you're trying to be the best arena player out there, that's good to know. For anybody else in playing Hearthstone, that doesn't probably matter at all. And if I am lucky, like, I think we may be close to being out of news, and that's good because I want to go to Slam gameplay. I got a lot of work I need to do, and I've got a lot of other things, and this is just one of the bad streams when nobody's here and I'm not doing it good. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp for smartphones launches late November, so if you want Google Play and iOS, it's not saying a specific date though. Like, I don't even have to play too much Silent Play today. Also, I just have to get a little bit of the daily quest done for Friday, and hopefully Friday will be better. Reijin G Liu P is going to have a physical edition launched January 25th in Japan. What in the world is that? I have no idea. Let's see. Is based on the Jinru werewolf game in which the killer, the werewolf mixed in a group of people, and is elected and executed through debate. But with additional elements such as Japanese style horror and loops. The game is available now in Japan for PlayStation 4, Vita, Switch, PC, Android, and iOS. I've heard of the board game called Werewolf, so that's a if that came over to the West, that'd be interesting. And where are we? We got the Paladin class cards done. Like, that's another article that doesn't really matter. There's a Humble Bundle right now with a bunch of Double Fine games. If you don't have the Double Fine games, I think it would probably be worth getting. Here's another article about nothing. Let's see. Apparently, Destiny 2 is banning people immediately if they use common game capture tools with no chance to appeal. So, like, game DVR for MSI Afterburner people, like, maybe I would get banned for using OBS. So, like, I don't think I'd play Destiny 2 anyways. Oh, yes, and the forum NeoGAF is back, and the creator is claiming that the sexual harassment allegations against him are false, and so I guess innocent until proven guilty. Let's see it fought out in courts instead of the court of public opinion. A lot of people not willing to give the runner of NeoGAF a shadow of a doubt in the first place, and they read his denials as just more evidence of his guilt. And honestly, the idea of being guilty before being proven guilty does not work in society, in public opinion, any more than it does in law. So we'll see what happens. Like, I guess there's not... You can read his full response. There's a lot of it. And you can make up your own opinion. But I guess there's really nothing more to say. The problem here is people making allegations that are downright slanderous and not acting on them legally. Like, if somebody harasses you, you should file police reports, you should create evidence, you should immediately denounce the person. And so often the case, both actual victims and people who are actually making false accusations, both of them seem to not want to speak up about it until way after the fact, way since the statute of limits have happened, and that does not help anything. It just muddies the waters and makes everybody look bad. And if there is any more news that has come up now, I'm just going to talk about it later. That's going to be it for this stream. It's been a weird one. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. We'll go into the post show after this if you're watching live. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.